Good morning. We are on the joist today, so we're going to get the rest of the joist put up onto the roof. We're going to get our ladder frames for our overhangs done as well. We're going to be taking delivery of the decking and the insulation today, and we've also got to go to Coventry to pick up our Resitrix because there's quite a long lead time on delivery, so we can either wait a week or we can go pick it up ourselves. And because we're only about 30 miles away from Coventry, we'll pick it up ourselves. So as you can see, it has rained again last night, and yeah, our entire kind of area is flooded. So we're going to get rid of some of this water, and then we're going to jump up here onto the roof, and we're going to put the rest of the joists in. That's on flood damage. We had some bricks on this tarpaulin, on this damp here, and in the night we got blown over, and obviously we have got a crater of water that we need to get rid of now. So yeah, we're doing that. Lovely English weather. We absolutely love it. So we are calling it a day. We cannot work in this, unfortunately. The wood is getting saturated, so it's getting really difficult to cut with the circular saw over there. So yeah, we're just going to have to call it for the time being and see if it eases up a little bit later on today. So we're going to go to Coventry now and pick up the Resitrix and everything for our single ply membrane to go on top of here. What we have got done is we managed to get our trimmers in, and that's it. Good morning. It's not raining. Let's give us another go. So this is the initial structure of the roof finished. We've got a skylight there, we've got a skylight there, and then we've got the bigger one just at the end over there. So what we need to do now is we need to create our ladder frame which will run across. So we'll have a 200mm overhang so we can put our soffit on, and we need to do the same on the other side, and then we need to get this section of the porch roof built up as well. So this is what's going on for the rest of the day. Weather's getting a bit peaky again, but so far we've had no rain, which is good. We'll just have to keep an eye and do what we can in the dry. So that is the ladder frame done for this side, so it creates an overhang for us to create a feature really of the roof, and it also allows us to put a little bit of soffit underneath, and then we've got our drain pipe which will run down there. It will join into the neighbours, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a union on, and that will drip into the union, and then it will run down into that rainwater gully there. So we just need to go around the other side now and do that side. So we've got a ladder frame in now. We've also got a ladder frame over there as well. Now our roof to have a soffit, 200mm overhang with a soffit, and it will give us a nice kind of feature to the roof here. So next thing on the agenda regarding this is we need to get the furring strips on, and then once we've got furring strips on, we need to think about getting the rest of the insulation in, because what we've got to do is we've got to make sure that our junctions are right. What I mean by junctions is where the roof meets the wall. Another junction could be where the wall meets the floor. So the insulation has got to be continuous throughout. That's how we maintain our U value of the entire building. So we are going to have a look at getting our furring strips on. We're going to have a look at getting our insulation in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk over and show you. You can see just here there used to be the gutter for the neighbour's property, this roof here. Water would run down there and it would run all the way along there, and then it would, let me walk over and show you, then it will drop into that little gully down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to reuse that, and we're going to cover, once we've got our decking on, underneath in this channel here there is going to be a piece of drain pipe. So there's going to be some downspout, and it's going to have a fall on it, and we are going to then secure this rubber here onto the downspout. We'll make it nice and tight, and then what will happen is water will run into the downspout. It will run down the length of the neighbour's extension up against their wall and then run down. So that's how we're going to maintain our, well, the neighbour's ability for the roof to get rid of water. So furring strips on here. What we're going to do is, because it's such a long roof, I mean this is a 10 points, it's almost an 11 metre wall, 11 metre span this. So instead of having a fall running from one end to the other, if we've got that, then we're going to have furring strip ends which are going to be as big as the joist here, which is 6x2, 150mm. Now when we're decking, we're going to have on top of this 120mm insulation, we're going to have two lots of 80mm OSB. So already we're up to over 150mm there. If you add another 150mm, that is going to be almost half a metre of fascia that we need to put on one end. So what we're going to do is we are going to find our halfway point, which is around about here, and we are going to have one lot of furring strips run that way, and we're going to have another lot of furring strips run that way. So effectively there's going to be two falls on the roof, with the middle being the high point. That way we are able to allow only half a roof to take half a roof's worth of rain, the other half will take the other half's worth of rain, and there'll be two drainage points on either side as well. So we've decided to do that because we think, one, it will be cosmetically better instead of having a massive half-metre fascia, and two, because it's such a big span, what we don't want to do is we don't want to have a load of weight. If it really rains, we don't have a load of weight on here, as in water. So we're just going to give the water a little bit less run to actually escape from the roof. Anyway, we will put our furring strips on now, and you can see how we will do that. So we've been stopped again. Rain has come up on us again. As you can see, it is pummeling it down. However, we managed to get all the roofing structure finished today, which is great, and we've got pretty much all of the firming strips on. We've got 2 or 3 strips left. I didn't put them on because it was getting so wet up there that it was actually getting dangerous to kind of walk about on the joist. So we can come in on Friday. It's Wednesday today. Tomorrow it's raining all day, so there's no point, because once the firming strips have gone on, it's then time for decking, and we can't deck in the rain, because if water gets in the joints, you're buggered. It will sit there and eventually it will work its way through the ceiling, and it won't be apparent until after it's been boarded and skinned. So we need to make sure that it's fine when we deck, which is going to be Friday. So we will see you then. Have a good Thursday, guys and girls. Good morning. We are back on our roof at Cat's Hill. We've got beautiful blue skies. Well chuffed with that. We can do some roofing today. So we've managed to get down some more of our firming strips. We're doing the installation now, and then we're going to make a start on some decking. I'll flip around and you can have a look. So all of our firming strips are now down. We've got a halfway point here. So we are at their biggest here, and then we slope away that way and then away that way. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start putting the insulation into these gaps here to make sure that our junctions are fine, and then we will make a start on the decking. So we've got most of our first layer of decking on now. We've just got a couple more sheets to put on. The reason I've left these for the time being is because, as mentioned earlier, we need to do something about the rainwater on the neighbour's roof. So what we've done is we've fashioned together a horizontal drain pipe. So this ordinarily would run down the building. What we've done is we've cut the rubber and we've turned it and we've put it all the way in there, and then we are going to seal this lot here, essentially to create a channel, a watertight channel, and then that will just run all the way down to the end, and it will come out and then join with our existing bridge. So need to make sure that we've got a fall on here. We've got more than an adequate fall. If you remember, surface water and rainwater drainage requires a 1 in 84 1 in 80 instead of 1 in 40, because it's not taking any kind of solids down to the sewer system. It's just water. So we're happy with that, and we can see that now is starting to trickle down, which is brilliant. So what we're going to do is we're going to break for lunch. We're going to go and get the rest of our materials, finish all this lot off, get the rest of this down, and then hopefully we can get this all primed, and we can then get the Alatrix 600 done, which is a vapor barrier. It's our silver vapor barrier. So that is the goal to take us to the end of the day. So we finished our first layer of decking completely. We've managed to get our drainage sorted. That runs all the way out. We've done our litmus test. So we've pushed some rainwater through. All the joints are bone dry, and it comes out nicely over there. So Matt's going to start priming the roof with FG35 primer. So that's what we use to put Alatrix and Resitrix down. I'm just going to crisp off these edges with my rail saw. I'll do the same over there as well, and then we'll do that bit, and then I'm going to jump onto roller with Matt. So that's our Alatrix down. We are happy with that. Neil from Badger Windows just been as well, just to double check the sizes. So what I've been asked to do is I've been asked to put another piece of timber just onto here, another piece of 50mm timber. That way the upstand for the skylight will then fit nice and snugly. As it is at the moment, it's just a little bit too big, so we just need to make this 50mm smaller. The reason that we've done that is because we are using a new kind of skylight, and they've got a bit of a weird kind of, I'll draw it for you. So instead of the skylight going over like that, this skylight goes like that. So there's more of an overhang here, and getting the measurements has been quite difficult without actually having the windows here. Now what I probably should have done was made a profile, but I didn't. So that's a lesson for next time. But Neil's come out, he's confirmed everything, he's told me what he wants me to do. It's a 5-minute alteration, which we're going to do now, and then once we've done that, we're going to think about getting the insulation on. So my upstands, I'm going to put my upstands on top of my top layer of decking, because I don't really want to screw into this vapor barrier now that I've just put it on. So we're going to put it onto the top layer of decking, and then we will just Resitrix over the whole thing. So it's the end of the day, and we've got a little bit more than we expected to, which is brilliant. So we've got 3 pieces of insulation, and we've got them down and glued. So all we're going to do now is we're going to cover this whole thing in damp-proof membrane and hope that we don't get any water in there. So we'll weigh it all down, and hopefully when it rains over the weekend there'll be no leaks. I mean, this vapor barrier is actually watertight at the moment, apart from kind of on the joints, but you don't lap your vapor barrier up the joints, you only do that with your resi trick. So yeah, we're going to cover this up and then we're going to knock it on the head, so we've not done too bad today. And look at that, that is an awesome skyline. This time of year, late autumn, is my favourite time of year, because when sunsets kind of come down at 4 o'clock, it just makes everything look magnificent. So love working on roofs or up at heights when it's this time of year. Anyway, we will see you all on Monday.